This is the Google Pixel 6, arguably one of the most important Google devices to have ever released. First off, it incorporates Google's first homemade chip, the Tensor chip, and its design has also revolutionized how the Google Pixel looks even to this day. As part of my switching to Android for 30 days challenge, this is now the third phone I'm going to be testing out. This is now day 15. So for the next 7 days, I'm going to be switching to the Google Pixel 6 to see how it really is. Now let's talk more about the specs and what's inside this phone. So this is the Google Pixel 6, and so far I've put everything on it and it's all ready and set up for me to use for the next 7 days. And so far I've been enjoying the user interface, and I must say that Android on Google Pixel devices are a lot more sleek and minimalist than other Android versions. Obviously this is the stock version of Android, so this is kind of to be expected. So overall, I'm pretty excited to test out this phone, and I know that a lot of people have been saying that a lot of good things about Google Pixel, especially from switching from an iPhone. Apparently Google Pixels are the best to switch to. So I'm pretty excited to test out all of the different features on here to see what the true Android experience is really like. And let's get into day one.
Oh, look at that. Is that a police car?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. Oh, yeah. What are you gonna eat today as a vegetarian?
Fries.
Fries. What are you gonna get today?
Me?
Yeah, you're not a vegetarian.
It depends.
Depends on what's
what they
there.
have.
Okay.
What are you eating today?
I don't know. Fries.
Which direction? How much more?
You not take it. Oh, you take it.
Yeah, it's a choo-choo, bro.
If you give it to Crease, it's gonna be
Bro, yeah, you wanna see this?
safe and sound. Hint. What does hint mean? Hints. Because it's in the button.
Yo. No, he's not eating it! He's not eating it! I think they know to stay in. They've probably been trained, you know? You just see that like trainer in the background.
Yeah, of course. Do you not do everything
How do you feel now? Fun, man. $4.17, battery percentage is at 56%. Oh my goodness. So tired. So tired. Okay, so today has been a pretty full-on day, but let's take a look at the battery performance to see how the Pixel 6 did today. And so far, I must say that I'm pretty impressed with the Pixel 6. Going into this challenge, I was expecting that the Google phone would be pretty cool, but I didn't expect it to be this good. And honestly, I've been enjoying using this phone a lot more than the Nothing and the OnePlus that I've been using before. But this is only day one, so we'll have to see if that changes. And looking at battery performance, we've had a screen on time of 3 hours and 30 minutes with 22% left. And I must say this is pretty good since we had a pretty full-on day using the maps for GPS navigation. We were using Instagram, the camera app, and yeah, it's been a pretty full-on day. But we'll see how the Google Pixel will do tomorrow, and let's get into day 2. So welcome to day 2 with the Google Pixel 6, and let's talk about the performance. So the Google Pixel 6 is equipped with Google's first generation Tensor chip, which is a homemade chip from Google itself. Now the Google Tensor chip has had a lot of flack for being pretty slow and a lot behind the competition. And to be honest, if you do look at the results on Geekbench and on all of those different benchmarking apps, that is true. The Google Tensor chip is not a powerful chip. However, from my usage, there are 2 things that really stand out to me. 1. Software optimization, and 2. Heat management. Now starting off with the software optimization, the Google Pixel 6 is equipped with 8GB of RAM, and so far for my day-to-day different tasks, I've been finding that the performance here has been very optimized. Launching apps, multitasking, even doing split screen, everything runs really smoothly on this phone here. And I found that it doesn't relaunch many apps when you go back to other apps that you haven't used in a while. And just all of your daily usage, browsing, YouTube, everything runs super smooth on the Google Pixel 6. And I haven't had any issues, lags, or stutters so far. So from just a daily usage perspective, the Google Pixel is fast enough for pretty much anything that you would need to do. And the Google Tensor chip is powerful enough to basically handle any of those different tasks. Now, when you do start to push it further, heat management becomes the biggest issue. The Google Tensor chip does heat up quite quickly, and that is very evident when you're playing games. For example, when we go into Genshin Impact, the Google Pixel 6 can run it at medium 30 FPS or even at high settings. However, when you do push it up to 60 or on higher settings, it can't handle it as well. But what you'll immediately notice is the phone will start to heat up considerably a lot. Even though you can play those games at those high settings, it doesn't really feel that great to play because the phone just heats up way too much. And even when we go to Fortnite, it can run it at low settings at 30 FPS or 45 FPS, but yes, again, it heats up quite a lot. So even though you can handle most of your usual tasks very quickly, smoothly, without any issues, heat management becomes an issue when you start pushing it pretty hard. Okay, so now it's 4:44, our battery percentage is at 79%. I've got to go to head off to work now, and I'll see you guys later, and we'll talk about the battery performance for day 2. Alright, so it's 11:07 and the battery percentage is at 36%. So let's take a look at the battery performance to see how the Google Pixel has done throughout the day. Looking at the digital well-being, we can see that we've had a screen on time of 3 hours and 7 minutes, so this is a bit more accurate. Now, I've been having a Google Pixel moment. This phone has been restarting on me quite consistently for the last half an hour or so, and my Wi-Fi no longer works. So I tried doing all the troubleshooting, restarting, resetting, all of those different things, even rooting it in safe mode. But overall, the battery performance is pretty decent actually. I'm pretty happy with this. But yeah, we're gonna have to see if we can get those things sorted. And hopefully they'll be all sorted before tomorrow. I'll see you guys in day 3. Okay, I'm gonna try update it to Android 15. Now, I've been hearing a lot of bad things about Android 15 bricking Pixel 6 phones, but I'm gonna try this because I don't really have any choice. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to factory reset it and see if that fixes it. Okay, so I factory resetted the Google Pixel 6 and the Wi-Fi is still not working. So it's pretty much a bit of a bummer because I have to reset everything again. But for full transparency, I knew that this could have happened because when I bought the phone of the last owner did say that he was having some Wi-Fi issues. So I knew that was a possibility, but he did say that the Wi-Fi was working when he sold it to me. And it was working for about 2 weeks when I received the device. I made sure the Wi-Fi was all good before I set it up for my testing. And it was working perfectly fine on the first day, but for whatever reason, it decided to not work again. So I believe it might be a hardware issue because I've done everything I can on the software side. I've reset the Wi-Fi settings, booted it safe mode, and factory reset it as well, and none of that works. I think it's definitely a hardware issue because you can't even turn on the Wi-Fi properly. Like, you can toggle it on, but it won't show you any network. So there's something wrong with this phone, which is a big bummer because I was really liking this phone, and out of the 3 phones, this was definitely my favorite, and I felt like this could be the one that I was going to keep. But now with all of these issues, I'm gonna have to sell this one. So it's definitely a little bit of a bummer, especially since we're only in day 3. of switching to Google Pixel, but yeah, it's kind of my fault. I cheaped out. It was half the price of what everyone else was selling the Google Pixel 6 for, which is why I bought it. But now I learned my lesson, and now I have to deal with the consequences. So with our Google Pixel shenanigans out of the way, let's talk about the display on the Pixel 6. The Pixel 6 is equipped with a 6.4-inch AMOLED display with up to a 90Hz refresh rate. This is a completely flat display, and moving away from the OnePlus that I was using before, this is quite a welcome change. I am preferring the flat display a lot more than the curved edges on the OnePlus 8 Pro or any curved device for that matter. So using this display here has been a lot more easier on the eyes, especially as there is no color fall off. Now we only do have a 90Hz refresh rate, but I feel like that's pretty decent. It's a lot better than 60Hz like the iPhones. Now we only do get up to about 1000 nits of peak brightness, which is okay, but under direct sunlight you're going to struggle a little bit to look at the display. It is HDR10 plus certified, so great for any content you're watching. And my only real gripe is that the bezels do look pretty thick, especially in 2024. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with this display, and I think it's pretty reasonable. It's not the highest end or the most cutting edge, but it does the job right. And for a Pixel device paired with a great optimization and software, this does feel very smooth. Okay, let's keep going on with this day, and hopefully we won't run into many more Pixel bugs. So currently it's 12:40 and our battery percentage is 18%. I'm not really gonna count today's battery performance because I actually reset this phone and then I had to download everything again, and those using mobile data. So let's just take a quick look anyway, with a screen time of 2 hours and 44 minutes. So it's not too bad actually. Not very accurate for today, but there you go. We'll see you guys in day 4. Welcome to day 4 with the Google Pixel 6. Okay, so it's currently 12 AM. Our battery percentage is at 31%. So let's take a look at the battery performance to see how the Pixel 6 did today. And I was doing a lot of streaming on Spotify using mobile data because this Wi-Fi doesn't work. So it did take up quite a bit of battery power, even though we only have a screen time of 2 hours and 37 minutes. But yeah, that was mostly from Spotify, so that is kind of understandable. But so far, I've actually been finding that the Pixel 6's battery life has been really good. I'm actually really surprised. For a phone of this size, the battery performance has been doing a really good job. Anyway, I'll see you guys in day 5. Okay, so it is currently 3:14. Our battery percentage is at 81%. Now, I want to talk about the design and the features of the Google Pixel 6. So starting off with the design, the Google Pixel 6 has this really nice, sleek and minimal design. It's made out of aluminum and glass, and to be honest, this is a really nice design, and I really like how the Google Pixel looks. I mean, it stands out in a sea of phones that all look the same, especially with this visor design and this dual two-tone kind of colorway that's going on here. It looks very premium and it feels very nice in the hand, especially with this ergonomic curves on the back, and we have a flat display on the front, which is perfect because this is kind of the best balance between flat and curves. We also do have IP68 water and dust resistance, which is great. And overall, I really like the design of the Google Pixel 6. Now, in terms of the features, the Google Pixel 6 is loaded with all of the best Android features available, including all of those cool AI features like Gemini, Circle to Search, and Magic Eraser tools for photo and video editing, along with all of those cool Google features. And the Google Pixel is also the first phone to receive updates. This is running Android 15 and will most likely continue to receive more updates first before any other Android phone out there. Other than that, we also get USB 3.1, wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, and altogether, I think that the Google Pixel has a really cool feature and design package. It really has everything that you would need and more, especially knowing that this gets all of those updates first, but it also does come with the most bugs because it gets all of those updates first. And the Google Pixel is notorious for having a lot of issues, so it is something to be aware of, but you do have the compromise of being the first people to get all of the newest features on Android. But overall, I am really enjoying the Google Pixel. Apart from all of those issues I've been having with the Wi-Fi not working and the rebooting, I think that the Google Pixel is a really nice phone, and in fact, I'm actually tempted to go out and buy the Google Pixel 7 Pro to continue my Google Pixel experience after I'm done using the Google Pixel 6. The Wi-Fi issue is really bugging me, so I'm gonna have to sell this phone, but I'm probably gonna use that money to get the Pixel 7 Pro. Anyway, let's keep going on with this week. Okay, so it's currently 10:20, battery percentage is at 32%. Let's take a quick look at the battery performance to see how the Pixel 6 did for day 6. And it did pretty well today. We had a screen time of 3 hours and 17 minutes, and we have a battery percentage of 32%, so it's not too bad. That's actually pretty good. So I'm overall pretty happy with the battery performance on the Pixel 6, especially when it's considered a kind of a compact device. It's a bit smaller than other phones. And yeah, it's been doing a really good job across the last few days. It's been holding up very well for a 3-year-old device. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 7, where I'll wrap up my thoughts on the Google Pixel. See you guys then. Okay, so we've reached the end of day 7 with the Google Pixel 6. And let's wrap up my thoughts about the Google Pixel 6 across the last 7 days. Now, I must say that this phone has been my favorite out of the last 3 phones I've tested. Out of the Nothing Phone 1, the OnePlus 8 Pro, the Google Pixel 6 is actually my favorite. And I had a feeling that it might have been my favorite, knowing that a lot of people have said that switching to Android from iPhone is best to start off with a Google phone. And I can see why. The user interface, the gestures are pretty similar to iPhone, and especially when everything is all stock and native to the actual software and hardware, just like an iPhone, well, it does make sense. And altogether, I really enjoyed using this phone. Now, obviously, I have had some issues with the Wi-Fi, which has been a pretty big bummer. Now, I'm actually thinking about buying that Google Pixel 7 Pro instead and selling this one because I really want to delve more into the Google Pixel world. And the Google Pixel 7 Pro looks like a really good deal, especially when you can get around about $250 US. And considering it's only 2 years old and still has a lot of those cool flagship features, I think I might get one. But overall, I'm really impressed by this phone. What really stood out to me were the cameras, the battery performance, and also the general performance as a whole. The cameras really blew me away, and in a lot of ways act a lot like an iPhone, but it really stands out with the quality from both the wide and ultra wide. I felt like these were some really nice cameras, especially the video recording. This can shoot some really nice videos. On the battery side, this phone would always last, and I pretty much never had to charge it apart from when I do it at night, which is really good to see. So it always lasts even to the end of the day. I was averaging about 3 to 4 hours of screen on time, and I'm still getting about 20–30% battery left, which is really cool. And of course, with the first generation Tensor chip, I was actually pretty shocked that this actually managed to hold up and actually do pretty much everything that I need to do at a high level. I do quite a lot on my phone, and it kept up with me, which was pretty impressive. But yeah, that wraps up my 7 days with the Google Pixel 6. I really like this phone. If it didn't have those Wi-Fi issues, I would be keeping it. But stay tuned for that Google Pixel 7 Pro because I think I'm gonna buy it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.